Hello, everybody. This is Fun Friends Gaming. Here to take a look at one of what we figure is one of the best games of all time. It's the 1983 Electronic Arts version of Archon for the Commodore 64. It was a great game that was kind of unique at the time. As you can see, it looks a lot like chess, only it has some real-time elements into it. Namely, when two pieces on the board collided, they would end up in a real-time battle. Also great about this game was each piece on the board, or each piece type, had very unique abilities and different skill sets. Some were faster than others, some could fly, some have powerful attacks, some have, range attacks, some have very limited short range attacks. And it just really made for a great experience in terms of the gaming at the time. And as you can see, as we join the battle right here, we see the light unicorn versus the dark basilisk. The unicorn and basilisk were kind of the counterparts of each other in terms of each of the board, or each of the two sides. Both had very fast attacks, they were very fast moving pieces. And here's where you see right here, here's the genie versus water elemental, which is another unique aspect of this game, in that the kind of the king piece, or on the dark side, is the sorceress can cast spells to summon elementals, such as the water elemental. The genie was one of the more powerful pieces for the light side. Very powerful attack, not quite as fast of attack as the unicorn, but a little bit more stronger in terms of hit points and the ability to just take damage as well as deal damage. And you can see he made work of that water elemental. And actually, as you see right here, we are one of us is playing the computer. The computer is the dark side, and Blue Jays 25 is the light side. And it looks like their matchup right now is the light Valkyrie, which has a slow range attack, and versus a dark side Banshee, who has a short range sort of area attack. And as you can see, the computer AI in this game wasn't the greatest in terms of the computer could often get stuck or get in these kind of patterns that made it easy to anticipate what they were going to do. So unfortunately, the single player game had a lot to be desired. But boy, when you played this multiplayer against other friends, oh man, you had some battles. It was unlike any experience at the time. Okay, another unique aspect of this game is, or something to add a little more color, no pun intended, is the pieces on the board. The light pieces will always be more powerful on lighter squares. The dark pieces will always be more powerful on the darker squares, which create a little bit more strategy involved in the game, as half of the board, or more than half of the board, changes colors throughout the game. It cycles in from darker to lighter. And as we hear, we had on the lighter square, it looked like we had a goblin versus a swordsman. Both of them are the weak, kind of the pawn pieces of each side, and it looks like the goblin on the light square actually won. The goblin would have less hit points than the light knight would have, but nevertheless, the computer did win that one. And here we go. Here comes the what should be one of the more powerful pieces for the light, but in reality wasn't. Is this Phoenix? It's kind of the weakness of the light side. Phoenix had a lot of vulnerabilities. It had a short range attack, and against a good player, but not necessarily the computer, but a good player. Because it couldn't move when it did its attack, it was very easy to dodge the attack and then kill it. See right now, the basilisk. The basilisk got him. So unfortunately, that is one of the weaker pieces on the light side when it comes down to it. It had very limited in its use, but still, it could have been a very fun piece to play if they maybe just tweaked it a little bit. Okay, and here's a unique piece for the dark. It's kind of it's the opposite aura of the Phoenix, only it's a much better piece overall. It's the shapeshifter, and what its ability was is it could basically change into whatever piece it was attacking. Unfortunately for it, it just got beat by the light unicorn. It turned into a unicorn, but it was on dark skies, and so it had more powerful. But again, it was computer control in it, so it was pretty easy to anticipate its attacks, and we took it down pretty easily. It looks like the dark side did revive the shapeshifter, so I guess we'll be having to deal with that again, which the shapeshifter is very powerful in that it, whatever goes against a powerful piece, it becomes that powerful piece, and if it's on a darker square, it will be more powerful than that piece it attacks. However, again, one of its vulnerabilities is if it attacks with a weaker piece like a swordsman or a knight, it's basically going to turn into that. So it makes it very, it has a little element of strategy, and it looks like the computer loves to use it. Here it is again, he's going against our Valkyrie. Again, the Valkyrie has a range slower attack. Slightly slower piece, say the unicorn, and much less powerful. But it looks like we took the shapeshifter down again. I mean, again, the computer wasn't the greatest measure of ability in this game. Okay, here's the light side again. Just like the sorceress, the light side wizard has spells it can do, such as summon elemental, and it looks like a fire elemental goes against probably the darkest, most powerful piece. The dragon is powerful. It's pretty fast. You can see its range attack has a wallop. Not as lightning quick as the basilisk or the unicorn, but it's makes up for twofold in terms of how much damage he can take. And okay, here it is, the just a knight and a goblin going at it on a light square. The light piece had the advantage and won. Okay, in terms of winning this game, it comes down to if you can capture the 5 kind of power points you see at the 2 ends of the board and the 3 in the middle, you can win the game, or if you eliminate every other piece on the other team. For the sake of time, I think what we'd do is probably just end up taking all 5 power points to show you how the game ends. But again, probably the funner way, and probably the more, I don't know, the better way, in our opinion, to win this game is basically just eliminate your opponent. That leaves little doubt as to who won the game. You can kind of win a cheap way if you happen to get all 5 power points, which the computer, as you can see, is trying to do right now. It's going to take all 5 of those, and then he's going to attack the wizard. But the key is to basically, if you see your opponent doing that, don't let it. And eventually, time is going to make all the middle squares turn either light or dark. So the best time to make sure the opponent doesn't do that is when they get to the lighter. And here we are, we're hitting the lighter squares now. Let's see. Oh, the archer cannot reach. So it looks like, yeah, the computer is going to try to shift time to make the cycle go the other way, so we go back to the darker squares, and then we can do the same thing. We go right back and make it into light again. But, oh, the computer, there he is. He's trying to get that dragon in position to attack the wizard, but here we go. We're going to counter that. Have our archer go against their manticore. I don't know if we've seen one of these 2 battle yet, but they're counterparts again. They're weaker pieces with weaker attacks and weaker in terms of hit points. We're on a light square, so the archer was more powerful. And it looks like the computer, oh, well, that would get the job done. It's kind of embarrassing to lose the computer on a battle like that on a white square, but it prevented the computer from doing a strategy of taking all 5 of the power points. And here's the genie. He should crush the mana core. The genie again is probably the next most powerful piece of the counterpart of the dragon. It has a very powerful attack and it's fast. And looks like oh, there you go. That's the genie we know and love. Okay, and then looks like the computer's gonna come after with the troll. A troll is just a big, slow beast. A powerful attack, slow. Everything about this guy is slow. As you can see, and the computer using him, it is acting like a dumb troll. With the stock and the obstacles. But yeah, you don't want to get hit by it. It's slow, but if you get hit, it does have a wall up. I think it's probably its power. Yeah, there you go. You saw it. It probably does as much damage to the dragon. Maybe slightly less. But there you go. The genie was able to get through that one. Okay, as we go to the light, I probably just end up start taking some of these light squares, then maybe finish this game up. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's the knight versus goblin. Again, on a light square, the knight should win. The knight took two hits. The goblin took 1 hit and died. You can see what the advantages of being on a light square. Okay, here's the computer trying to attack the genie with the goblin. 1 hit, he's probably gone. There you go. Okay. And we take the unicorn. Normally this would be probably suicide against a really good player, but again, the computer, he gets in these patterns where they kind of go laterally up and down. So if you can anticipate, you can probably take it out pretty easily, especially with the unicorn with that quick attack, with that lightning attack. Okay, now it looks like you take 1 more power point and the game is over. And here, he's attacking the unicorn with a goblin. I still think 1 shot may do it. Oh, yeah, 1 shot did it. So here we go. The game should be over right now, as long as you can get a piece on that power. Yep, and that does it. Again, this was Archon. We'll probably be doing a lot of these historic games. And this is one of our favorites. So until next time, this has been Fun Friends Gaming, and we'll see you again. Thank you very much.